Daniel Gafford and PJ Washington might have just been the steal of the trade deadline. Essentially trading one first-round pick and a couple of players, they were able to get a rim protector and a guy who can just dunk the ball like no other. In today's film review, we're going to go over why Daniel Gafford has changed the Dallas Mavericks, but also why TJD is going to be able to do the same, I believe, for the Warriors. Even though he was picked in the 50s and a second-round pick at that, it's clear that TJD might have the potential to change the Warriors just how Daniel Gafford changed the Dallas Mavericks. So in this first clip right here, we see Daniel Gafford is going to be guarding Rudy Gobert. Now, it seems like the first indication for the Dallas Mavericks is to essentially try and double right off the catch, give Rudy Gobert a little bit of a free roll, and have Luka Doncic kind of sag a little bit inwards to essentially make sure that Rudy Gobert can't get the wide open dunk. Now, Rudy Gobert's not the best passer, so I feel like they're perfectly fine with giving him the short roll option, which, I mean, it ends up with Luka tagging him. Anthony Edwards seems like doesn't really look to this side of the ball where McDaniels is wide open for a three if he wanted it, but instead he passes it here to Mike Conley. I think he's just more comfortable giving him the ball in this specific clip, so he gives it to Mike Conley. Then Karl Anthony Towns get there, but you notice Daniel Gafford immediately sags off after Anthony Edwards passes the ball to Conley and ends up in the painted area to get back onto Rudy Gobert, so that Luka Doncic can then again kind of go back out to the perimeter to his original man and continue the play. Now, this leads to Karl Anthony Towns driving the ball, but Daniel Gafford makes the smart decision here knowing that, okay, Rudy Gobert, he's not a guy that Karl Anthony Towns wants to pass to. And Cat has clearly beaten Washington off the dribble right here. So I'm going to go contest this shot like the shot blocker I am and just block this shot completely and prevent Karl Anthony Towns from getting to the rim. And I think it's important to note just how early in the game this is. There's 11 minutes and 21 seconds left in the first quarter. Basically, the game just started, and he's already putting his imprint on the game as a rim protector, making Karl Anthony Towns think in the future of what he's going to need to do if he's going to drive to the rim. He has to go strong and make sure that Daniel Gafford isn't by the rim. Now, this play in particular is one where Kyrie Irving is going to set up Daniel Gafford, and I think it's important to realize that not only does he have defensive value, but he has offensive value as well. So right here, Derek Jones Jr. sets up basically a ghost screen essentially for Kyrie Irving so that he's able to get an advantage going into the lane. Now this is going to lead to either Kyle Anderson or Naz Reid essentially contesting. Usually Kyle Anderson would be contesting on this play as Kyrie Irving has completely beat his man. Now Naz Reid in this case kind of reaches in a little bit and Kyle Anderson is pretty much going for the contest. As soon as Kyle Anderson comes in, Daniel Gafford realizes this and it looks like, okay, his head is turned. And that's the important part about this play. As soon as your defender turns their head, Daniel Gafford is able to essentially get the lob and put it down. And that's something that TJD is going to be able to do. And he did this year, but definitely is going to be able to do next year. With Draymond Green enabling him in the short roll and Steph Curry often drawing two defenders, it's going to be obvious to TJD when he's able to get that dunk. We saw it this season with Kuminga, and I think this season we'll see it even more with TJD. Here, there's about 5 minutes left in the half, in the fourth quarter actually, and you see Anthony Edwards gets the ball. He gets originally doubled by Daniel Gafford, but Daniel Gafford does a nice job of recovering to Karl Anthony Towns, who seems to be his matchup in this specific play, and he's able to contest and block it from behind. And this showcases just some of the athleticism that he has. He's not like Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert wouldn't have been able to block that shot with Karl Anthony Towns driving straight in transition, going full speed. Rudy Gobert couldn't get to that shot. And that's what I think TJD can offer to the Warriors. He's not only athletic in terms of blocking the shot, he's also fast. And I believe TJD can have the same type of impact and rim protection against other bigs, which is going to be key for the Warriors if they're going to try and become a better team, especially next year. In this clip right here, we see Daniel Gafford is actually on a guard in this specific play. They're perfectly comfortable with him switching, which is something I think the Warriors will implement with TJD as the season goes on and as he gets more comfortable guarding guards. But Daniel Gafford's able to essentially funnel him to the rim and able to contest him right at the rim and isn't allowing Mike Conley to get off an easy shot. It may seem like a mistake at first, but his ability to recover and his athleticism really save him in this specific clip, which was just an incredible block, honestly. Most of the time, a big is not able to get that shot, but Daniel Gafford has that next level of athleticism and is able to get that block on a guard that is shifty and quick like Mike Conley. In this specific play right here, you see Luka Doncic goes up for essentially what looks like a shot initially, but Daniel Gafford does a nice job here. I want you to look at his positioning. He's boxing out for the potential rebound. He's boxing out both Rudy Gobert and Anthony Edwards and essentially Jaden McDaniels. Basically 3 people, making sure that this area, basically the circle, the restricted area, is completely open. And that makes it so that Luka Doncic has an easy place to also put the lob in. And I think that's really important, the awareness and the intelligence of Daniel Gafford to essentially block out the area in case Luka Doncic goes to a shot, or basically gives him a whole space right there. Even though there's so many people around the paint, gives him a space to essentially go up, grab that shot, and put it down and make an easy dunk. And these types of high IQ plays is something I think we can expect to see more from TJD next year, especially with Draymond Green complementing him with his super high IQ, and his ability to throw lobs is honestly probably just right under Luka's ability to throw lobs. So I expect a lot of dunking from TJD next year. If you guys like this content, please like and subscribe. And if you want more, please feel free to watch some of our other videos that will be displayed above. Thank you.